and they can't be separated. It's pretty much a coin toss, according to the bookies going into that side.
That's all just gobbledygook to me.
Well, it's exactly as
20 to 21.
Yeah, so
and
basically,
4 to 5.
Barcelona are slight
favourites.
You get a little more money if you put it on Inter than Barcelona. Overall, then, Gab, how do you chop this up percentage-wise?
Well, I think if you're an Inter fan, you wish the away goals rule was still in effect, but obviously that's not. I think it's right to give Barcelona a slight edge, simply because they have a bigger lead in La Liga. They can manage it a little bit better than Inter. Inter are an older team. Both teams have played roughly the same amount of games this season, but you saw not so much tonight when they were running on adrenaline, but in the 3 consecutive defeats, you saw Inter were starting to look a little bit leggy. I think there's a chance that Lewandowski might be back for the return leg, whereas it's all TBD whether Lautaro is going to be back. So all these things coming together, you would lean a little bit towards Barcelona, but we're talking really, really fine margins. And hey, if Simone Inzaghi doesn't know, you can just watch Craig and I explain. This is how you beat Barcelona. Vulnerable set pieces. Having the Arsenal set piece coach, and the highlight, those runs from the wing backs.
Gab, just a word on what happens before then. Barcelona are obviously in action against Valladolid. Valladolid terrible this season, so Barca should be fine. Inter have got Girona. For those who don't know too much about their opposition, how much can they rest players? How seriously, of course, they have to take this game if they're going to stay in this fight with Napoli. How much of a difference could the interim match have looking ahead to that tie on Tuesday?
Well, it's funny because resting players is something that Simone Inzaghi believes in. You get booked even though you're the midfield leader, like Çalhanoğlu, you come off the pitch. You play too many games, you come off the pitch. Minute 60, you come off the pitch if I've decided that, I have my pre-planned substitution. So I would expect some level of rotation. Some of it's going to be forced, though, because, again, Thuram, not fully fit tonight. I think that's part of the reason why, by the way, he can get away and do a better job there when Kubasi saved them or made that recovery tackle. So yeah, you can keep playing Mehdi Taremi. He's not gonna be rested. In midfield, we might see Zielinski start, possibly Aslani. Maybe at the back there might be some changes, but Javrai possibly. But fundamentally, I don't know how quickly they're going to recover, even if some guys rest a whole week, because the stakes are really, really high, and they're the ones who are chasing. So they have to go for it. They have to go for it, I think, this weekend.
So give me the percentages, Gab.
Percentages, I'm going to go 50.5% Barcelona advance.
Okay, then. 50.5 to 49.5. Mr. Burley.
$50-50. I do think it's 50-50.
Right.
I know they're going to get outplayed, Inter, but I've had them in the final.
So 50-50 with Inter to go through.
Yeah, I've had Inter for quite some time. I love watching Barca, but I don't know, there's some flaws there.
Ali.
51-49 Barcelona, and only because I'm thinking, what's a bigger miss if indeed both players are missing? Jules Koundé or Lautaro Martinez? And if indeed both of them are missing, I think that's a bigger miss for Inter than it is for Barcelona. I'm going to take 51-49 Barcelona.
We mentioned then Barcelona, of course, in action at the weekend as well, looking to stretch that lead over Real Madrid at the top of the table. On paper, it's an easy game against Valladolid.
No easy games.
There's
no easy game.
Tell Ronaldo that.